Plates ready? This is Food School, Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Want to feel amazing, love the way you look in the mirror, and perform your absolute best in the gym, at work, and in life? You're definitely in the right place. Food. It's you. It builds every single cell of you. And if there is one thing every human being must master, it's food. Because at the very least, eating, you do it every day, several times a day, every single day. You might as well get good at it. I'm your host, Shurina from Create Yourself That Today, your personal nutritionist and plate watcher, your diet guide and explorer, your fat loss coach and food inspector. And just someone with a lot of passion and obsession and curiosity for healthy food, healthy diets, nutrition, optimized human performance, everything and absolutely anything you put in your grocery shopping cart, your fridge, on your plate, and in your mouth. It's my business. Food School, on a mission to help you eat better daily.
It's the last time I talk about food. It's the last time I talk about food.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Today's episode, we're going to dedicate to some motivational stuff. Do you know, by the way, what motivation means? Well, actually, from translation, it means the reason to act. So anything motivational should give you a reason to take some actions. It's not something to make you feel better. No, it is something that should make you take actions. And because this podcast, the main reason for this podcast to exist is to motivate you to eat better, to improve all areas of your life. Today, we are going to dedicate our Motivational Monday to some statistics, some knowledge, some thoughts about food, about nutrition, about why you should avoid deficiencies. So you start planning your meals, your nutrition a little bit better, with a little bit more thought put into it. This weekend, guys, I wrote another blog. I'm blogging every week consistently. And check out, by the way, Create Yourself That Today, the latest blog. And the latest blog was about avoiding deficiencies, about eating a nutritious meal, and why it's so important for you to do so, and what you can start doing today already to get closer to meeting your nutritional needs. So, the blog. Does anyone know what to eat anymore? Everyone seems to know what not to eat. How about what we all need to eat? So the whole blog goes into the subject of why we should try to do our best to eat the most nutritious diet, so basically the most nutrients per calorie, why it's really important, and how it is related to obesity epidemic, to the epidemic of degenerative diseases that we see. And I get into talking about that this epidemic is not just because of eating too much of the wrong stuff, but actually it is because it is also caused to a huge part, and I believe more and more so, by the fact that we eat too much of the wrong stuff that is nutritionally empty, almost except for the calories that don't really do much for your body when it comes to health. So we eat too much, and then we crowd out the things that we need to be eating in order to maintain robust health. You know, we have this beautiful machine, this physical body that is really, really complex, probably one of the most complex biological machines that evolution created. And this machine requires quite complicated maintenance, and we don't need just a few nutrients, just calories to maintain all of body functions, we need quite a lot of nutrients, a huge bunch of nutrients, a variety of nutrients, eaten consistently. And again, calories are not enough. So if you think that malnutrition is about not getting enough calories, it is not. You can be malnourished and you can be stuffed at the same time. You could be malnourished with nutrients and overstuffed with calories. And that is what I believe is happening right now. People are getting fatter not because they eating too much of the wrong stuff, but actually because they don't need the things that their body needs, and the body starts to break down. And one of the signs of your body is breaking down is inability for your bodies to balance its own energy balance. In a healthy individual, actually, with a healthy metabolism, when your body is getting everything it needs, when you get excess calories, a lot of times you would just burn them off, or your body will control the sense of hunger, so you stop eating, or your body will increase your temperature or your activity levels, or you're fidgeting. But when you're eating too many calories and you're not giving your body what it needs, the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, a lot of other things that your body actually needs, your body cannot control those systems. Your body cannot control your body weight, your hunger levels, because from your body's perspective, you're actually starving for nutrients. So that's why it's making you eat more, even though you have a lot of calories and even though you have excess fat on your body. So a lot of people are fat, and then people are still hungry for more food. And that is because people eat a lot of calories, a lot of energy that can be put in fat, but not enough nutrients. And that's why the body keeps sending the signals to the body keeps sending the signals to your brain to eat more, because there are no essential nutrients in your body. So I want to read you something from the blog that I've written. Well, I wrote it yesterday. People are generally aware of the idea that when you put highly processed junk and food-like products into your body on a regular basis, your body, your health starts to break down, and you might start feeling quite unwell. Everything is a bit off. But not so many people to this day are consciously aware of the idea that when you don't fill your fuel tank with what your body needs, essential fats and proteins, fiber, essential vitamins and minerals, good quality water, etc., your body too, just like from eating junk, starts to break down, piece by piece, organ by organ, cell by cell. First, not so noticeably, more and more as the time passes. So the idea of the whole blog and why I wrote it is I want you to start thinking about maybe getting fat or getting a lot of degenerative diseases. I want you to start thinking about the reason behind that. And the reason is, no matter what you hear from the diet world, the food world, that people are eating a lot of junk, a lot of toxic substances, I want you to actually start thinking not about eating too much, again, of the wrong stuff, but not eating enough of the good stuff. That you might think, oh, I eat pretty healthy because I do not eat, processed fats, processed sugars, processed grains, or processed foods, and you don't eat a lot in general. But not eating a lot is not enough to maintain health. It's not enough at all. It actually might be counterproductive. Again, I'm a huge fan of fasting, right? But I do not, you cannot survive fasting. Your body needs nutrition. And if you don't get that nutrition to your body and you fast most of the time, and you can end up being malnourished and sick no matter how many days of fasting you do and how consistent you're with it. So your body needs to get through periods of fasting. And yes, of course, it's better not to consume junk and toxic substances. But I believe that a real concern when it comes to our health as a society, as humanity, is the real concern is we don't put enough focus on getting into our diets the nutritious stuff that our body needs for everyday functions and for longevity and for not getting those degenerative diseases, not getting obese, and not getting a lot of other health problems. So start thinking about that. Check out my blog on Create Yourself That Today. It's the latest blog. You can find it on my homepage, and you're gonna find the link in the show notes. Also, and stay tuned for our Food School podcast episode this week. We're going to talk about how you can prevent deficiencies with doing simple meal planning, what you should include in your daily meals, to prevent as many deficiencies as you can, and what to eat when you are out, when you eat somewhere, how to, again, organize your meals to make sure to the best of your ability that you're getting as many nutrients as possible. Also stay tuned and learn, especially on my Instagram account. Stay tuned for more content, more infographics specifically, and more videos on how to shop for nutrients of concern 2019, or basically the nutrients that we already talked about, nutrients that a lot of people these days in modern society seem to be deficient in, and from the perspective of World Health Organization, those are really important nutrients because they cause, studies prove, a lot of health problems. So stay tuned for this content. Also this week we're gonna ask some experts like Marion Nestle and some other nutritionists what is from their perspective the most nutritious meal plan to prevent as many deficiencies as possible, and what you should include in your daily meals every single day to prevent, again, as many deficiencies as possible. Another thought that I wanted to share with you today is I got this question on Quora where I often answer a lot of questions and get ideas about what people are curious about or not sure about, and what I should maybe do more research on and do more content on. So the question was, can taking vitamin D help with weight loss? And to cut the long answer short, yes, it can, guys. And studies prove and studies show that taking vitamin D, adequate amount of vitamin D from food, from supplements, from sunlight, can help you to lose weight. And people tend to lose more weight and maintain healthy weight with adequate amount of vitamin D in their daily diet. But it doesn't happen because vitamin D has some weight loss properties. It happens because vitamin D is very important for our overall health and our hormonal balance, production of certain hormones. And because of that, if you don't get adequate amounts of vitamin D, you start to break down in different systems, different organ systems in your body. Also, your gut bacteria starts to suffer. And because of that, indirectly, vitamin D and a lot of other vitamins and minerals that cause your body to break down on some level, they cause either weight loss, unhealthy weight loss, or unhealthy weight gain. And it might be harder for you to lose weight or to gain weight because of those vitamin and mineral deficiencies that has nothing to do with carbohydrates, proteins, fats, or calories. And that's why it's so important, guys, to understand that nutritionally balanced diet, it will save you a lot of troubles. If you really take good care of all the vital nutrients, all the essential nutrients that your body needs, you will avoid, and you will have to think much less about counting calories or counting carbs or anything. A lot of times those diets work just because people start automatically, when they switch to a different diet, eating a better diet, a more nutritionally balanced diet. And that's why they get a lot of those amazing results, not necessarily because they start eating less or start counting calories or start fasting for so many hours. So be just aware of that and rethink your diet from the perspective of adding as many nutrients as possible per calorie of your food. And guess what, guys, also, when you eat as many nutrients as possible per calorie of food, your hunger will decrease dramatically. Why I'm not hungry very often, and I don't even eat as much, and I don't feel hungry for many things, or I don't have cravings. It's not because I eat certain amount of fats or carbs or proteins. No, it's because I eat a lot of nutrients. I eat a lot of vegetables. I eat the most nutritious organ meats or seafood. Like, I try to pack as many nutrients per calorie in my food as possible. And that's why it's easy for me to stay on any kind of diet, because no matter how many carbs I eat or how many fats I eat or how many proteins I eat, these days I always focus on maximizing nutrition per calorie of food. And that's what I believe should be your goal too. Not to be keto or low carb or avoid fruits or sugars for your whole life, but to pack as many nutrients as possible in your daily diet. On the vitamin D question, guys, you need somewhere around 800 by new guidelines, international units, or 20 micrograms. And one of the advice I want to give you, it's really actually easy to get it from food, really super easy. There is one food that is like a champion when it comes to eating your vitamin D. It's cod liver. So cod liver pate, or also cod liver oil, has it. So if you eat just 1 tablespoon of cod liver oil, and it's actually tastes pretty nice, guys. I've just tried a new one from real cod. I got it in the supermarket, and it tasted really nice, and it's just 1 tablespoon. I also love cod liver pate. It also tastes nice. You know, you can put it on your whole grain toast, or I just eat it by itself. I love it. It tastes amazing. So just 20 grams, yes guys, 20 grams of that cod liver or cod liver pate or 1 tablespoon of cod liver oil will give you all the vitamin D you need. I think it's really worth your investment and a little bit of your time to put into this kind of meal planning of your vitamin D. Just 1 tablespoon of cod liver oil that you can find almost anywhere. It's really cheap. Or somewhere, around 1 tablespoon probably of cod liver pate. It's really tiny amount, 20 grams. I would eat many, 30 grams to be on the safe side. And you get all your vitamin D you need and no supplements required. Any vitamin is always absorbed much better in food than in any supplement, because also there are a lot of low quality supplements where vitamins and minerals, where the supplement itself doesn't have what it says on the bottle, or it's of a poor quality and is not absorbed by your body well. But when those nutrients comes from food, it has something to do with molecular structure. We're still not sure about that. When those nutrients come from food, they are always absorbed times better than any supplement. Of course, if you're somewhere where it's always sunny and you get a chance to get your vitamin D from sun, then getting out for somewhere around 30 minutes for fair skin 3 times a week will give also you all the vitamin D you need. But it's got to be sunny, it can be cloudy, and it's for fair skin, because people with darker skin make less vitamin D from sun, so it takes longer for them to stay in the sun. So some practical data about getting your vitamin D, guys. Without vitamin D, our health seems to really suffer on all levels. So eat your cod liver pate or cod liver oil. It's yummy. You need very tiny amount, and it will pay off on so many levels. So to recap this episode, guys, pay attention not so much for what you don't eat this week, but for what you actually eat. Try to add as many nutrients per calorie of food as possible. And stay tuned to my Instagram, to podcast this week, because I'm going to teach you how to get, as I taught you today about vitamin D, how to get your essential nutrients, and specifically nutrients of concern that are defined by World Health Organization. So this week we're going to teach how to easily shop for those nutrients in a regular supermarket without supplements, how to easily eat them to maintain the most robust health. And start there. Start simply trying to focus on adding as many nutrients as possible per calorie of food. Use the apps to track your nutrition. And again, this week, focus on the quality, on adding as many nutrients as possible into your daily meals instead of trying to avoid as much as possible, which is also kind of helpful if your priority is your health and your well-being. But again, this week, focus on adding as many nutrients as possible per calorie. That's it for today, guys. Have an awesome week. Crush it. And by the way, the more you invest into your nutrition, the more energy, the more vitality, the more enthusiasm you're going to have for your life, for your goals, the more you're going to crush it, being optimistic and energetic no matter what comes your way. And life always will throw some curveballs to us, right? So focus on your nutrition, crush this week. Stay tuned to Food School Podcast and my Instagram account, where I'm the most active for videos and infographics. And as usual, till next time, eat better daily.